Hey everyone, so Bernie Sanders is back at it with his healthcare lunacy. Apparently he will be unveiling a Medicare for All proposal that is more or less universal healthcare coverage. Using his usual rhetoric, he is continuing his message that healthcare is a right. I have sour news for Bernie Sanders, but no sensible or reasonable definition of rights would include healthcare or any other entitlement. There are two types of rights, negative rights and positive rights. Negative rights are the ones that can mainly be found in the Bill of Rights. These are rights of free speech, the right to a free press, the right to assemble, the right to defend oneself, the right to privacy, and basically the right to be left alone. Now, what do all of these rights have in common? They do not conscript anyone into doing anything. They do not force someone into providing you anything. They do not require force or violence against anyone in order to obtain these rights and make them a reality. They simply exist as the air you breathe exists. It is not as if you weren't able to say what you wanted and you needed a politician to write a law allowing you to say what you want. The moment you learn a language, your right to communicate is accessible. Whereas Bernie Sanders' insistence that healthcare is a right completely flies in the face of this. Claiming that healthcare is a right is incorrect. A more coherent statement would be that Sanders thinks people are entitled to healthcare, and there's the difference. Positive rights are synonymous with entitlements. This means that if someone doesn't want to provide this entitlement, they will be forced to do so by government-backed force. If a healthcare worker is unable to provide services because of a lack of time, money, resources, or any other reason, they will still be required to provide it because of the government's twisted interpretation of what a right is. So what happens to that healthcare worker? They might be fined at first, but you can bet your bottom dollar that some forced jail time or physical abuse will be coming down the pike for them if they don't provide these entitlements to everyone. So that's the basic difference. A negative right is something that government doesn't have to give to you. You've got them the day you're born. All government can do with negative rights is to prevent you from acting upon them. A positive right, on the other hand, is something that government must threaten others to provide for you. Now, anyone who can think rationally will see that this makes sense, but that won't stop someone from saying, okay, I agree, but the benefits of universal health care outweigh the cost. And to that, I just have to laugh. Is there not an organization on this planet that is more known for inefficiency and irresponsibility than the government? Are people honestly so blind that they can't see the disaster that would be headed our way if the government takes over healthcare? Do these people who want government-run healthcare want the government to take over the press as well? How about the government takes over the media, the internet, the cell phone industry, the food industry, the automobile industry? I sincerely doubt they'd be in favor of any of that. But when it comes to healthcare, people pretend government is a well-meaning, benevolent organization that will efficiently solve all of our country's healthcare issues, meanwhile forgetting that all of our healthcare issues came from the government in the first place. Thanks, and that's all.